It's been a long time coming, but finally, The Rock has come off the steroids. Recent footage of The Rock at the Venice Film Festival has gone viral due to the fact that he is looking considerably smaller right now.
The Rock went on a juice cleanse, lost about 50 pounds of muscle.
I talked about The Rock a month ago when he had an interview with a functional doctor, and he went over the fact that he had plaque buildup in his heart. And this is probably the reason why he's looking considerably smaller right now. I'm actually really happy to see that he has taken this seriously and he has dropped the weight. I've seen comments talking about this is due to the fact that he's lost weight for the new movie, The Smashing Machine. You know that movie where he's playing a 28-year-old Mark Kerr when he is currently the exact same age as Mark Kerr right now. Anyways, if you look at him in The Smashing Machine, he's clearly much more jacked than he is right now at this Venice Film Festival. You can see him in this blue shirt. He's looking a lot smaller. He's not as huge as he used to be. His forearms aren't as big as they used to be. He's definitely come off the PEDs and he's taking this heart problem very seriously. And I'm really happy to see this. There's been too much emphasis in Hollywood on being really jacked. There's too many people online that are promoting that type of look. And I think it's better to see these Hollywood actors dropping weight for their health because it will have a positive impact on people watching their movies. We've seen it with Dave Bautista. I'm really happy that he's dropped weight as well. I'm really happy to see one of my childhood role models taking his health seriously and dropping the weight. I'm glad because now he's gonna probably live a much longer life and he'll be a lot healthier. I don't think he's gonna be getting back into getting jacked like he used to be. People are trying to say that he just naturally lost the weight because he's aging. If you believe that, you're really naive. The Rock clearly got off of whatever he was taking. He was obviously taking exorbitant amounts of steroids. He was probably taking a bunch of growth hormone. I hope he's not using anything to lose that weight. I don't know if he's using Ozempic, but he lost a lot of weight in a very short period of time. I actually think he looks a lot better like this. He's looking a lot more like he did when he first got into Hollywood and he started trimming down. And then all of a sudden he just hopped on the PEDs and just got massive. When he did Pain and Gain, he got huge. And then when he was doing the Fast and the Furious movies, he just kept getting more and more jacked. Then you saw him in Black Adam. He was insanely huge and ripped for that movie, and that's just not something that's sustainable as we get older. And I'm really happy to see him representing something that's more healthy. He looks amazing for his age. He's probably on some kind of TRT now because obviously his system would just crash out if he just went completely off of the gear. I think that movie, The Smashing Machine, is probably going to be one of the last movies where you actually see him super jacked.
The Rock has become a peddler.
In that one video where he was talking to that functional doctor, he talked about not using medication. Obviously, steroids are a medication. TRT is a medication. I take TRT. I know what it is. You got to be prescribed those medications.
I was never a medication guy. Like I wasn't taking any kind of medications or anything like that. And even now,
all forms of steroids are medications. And he just didn't even talk about that in that video. I thought he was just avoiding the elephant in the room, but it actually looks like he's addressing it as he's dropped a lot of size. You cannot be that big if you have plaque buildup in your heart. It's just not a smart thing to do. And I'm really happy to see this in The Rock.
Rock went on a juice cleanse, lost about 50 pounds of muscle. And we're not talking about orange juice, we're talking about steroids.
Yeah, The Rock went on a juice cleanse, and that's very true. He went off all of the steroids. There's still people out there that think he's natty. I don't know how you could possibly think that The Rock is natural. I've been reading these comments. I can't believe how many people actually think The Rock is natural.
Coach Reg, in today's video, The Rock drops 100 pounds, or close to it.
I don't think The Rock dropped 100 pounds. It looks more like 40 or 50 pounds.
The Rock was suffering from cardiovascular disease. He's almost had a heart attack.
what they thought was plaque in the circumflex valve.
He's got his body scanned, and he discovered The Rock isn't invincible after all.
None of us are invincible, and I think it's really good that he has decided to lose a lot of that muscle, maintain what's healthy, and get himself to a good weight, so that way he's not putting so much strain on his heart.
He'd been using and abusing performance-enhancing drugs for years, and what do you think that does?
Yeah, for like 30 years, it definitely does not do good things for your internal organs.
And so he followed in the footsteps of none other than the legend Batista, who did the exact same thing. If y'all think that The Rock was natural, That I'm just talking out of my ass. Explain how he lost all his muscles in a matter of months. I do believe that at this point, I have more muscle than The Rock. And I'm a 5'6" manlet.
Yeah, that's the ridiculous thing about this. I see people saying that he's just naturally losing muscle because he just started doing cardio. What Greg is saying here is 100% correct. He definitely hopped off the gear, and that's why he's lost that weight. That's the difference maker. If you hop off the drugs, you're going to lose a lot of that mass.
I'm on 140 milligrams of HRT a week. And so my personal belief is this. I believe that The Rock has now lowered his doses. I don't think he's 100% natural. When you go from abusing steroids for perhaps 30 straight years, your body is going to shut down. Your HPT axis is going to be lowered. You're not going to have testosterone produced. Your LH, FSH hormones, they're going to be in the toilet.
Yeah, I don't even think it's possible for him to be 100% natural right now. His whole system would just crash and he would just end up depressed and he wouldn't be able to function properly.
The only difference is he's not hopped up on abusive doses of Test-Tren and so on. You thought that previous physique was just up at 4:30, hardest worker in the room? Are you insane? The only way you lose that much muscle that quickly like that is if you go from abusing steroids to not.
Exactly. The only way you're going to lose that much muscle in that short amount of time is if you go from abusing steroids to not taking steroids at all anymore, or just going to TRT doses. And I don't think enough people understand this. And I think it's important to actually spread this type of awareness so more people understand why so many people get so jacked and why people lose weight, because it causes a lot of unrealistic expectations out of the people watching. And I know I keep saying that in my videos, but this is the reason why a lot of people are fascinated with the whole natty and not natty and fake natty phenomenon. There are so many people that are easily deceived about this. When I see the comments talking about The Rock, there are literally people who get angry.
Keep going. I will not survive. I was thinking there's no way The Rock makes it into his 60s if he doesn't stop doing what he's doing.
That's what I was worried about too, is that if he didn't stop doing what he was doing, he wouldn't have made it into his 60s. And I'm really happy to see him lose this weight, because now he'll probably make it through his 60s and later.
Looks so fit and healthy though. Like this. Way better.
Yeah, he looks way better right now. Way better than he did when he was jacked. Way better than he did in the smashing machine. I hope that's the last time we see him that jacked. I hope he stays on this path. And I hope more people look at this and see what's going on. They understand The Rock had a health problem. I hope that this deters more people from taking steroids. If you take steroids down the road, it can have negative side effects for you. You can end up having heart problems. When you start getting too big, they enlarge in your heart. When you take growth hormone, your heart can grow, and that's not a good thing for you, especially as you age. That's all I got for this video. If you want to talk about this further, leave me a message in the comments. If you want to like and subscribe to this video, it helps me reach more people with this message, and it helps me with the algorithm. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening. Stay skeptical. See you in the next video. I'm out.